Hello, welcome to the new channel. We're going to look at all new IPOs, or look at some of the new IPOs around the world in the last few weeks, specifically at the moment, December 2022. Beware, many companies enter markets to raise capital and not for you to make money, especially early stage companies. IPOs are notoriously dodgy. They need to find their feet, lots of hype as well as a possible sell-off from early investors. You have time to enter, don't chase the money. I'm going to share my initial search into interesting, boring, good, bad, ugly, silly and serious companies new to the investor. No deep dive, but a short introduction, hopefully to save you time searching for new opportunities. First one that I have is a company called Zaptec. They're based in Norway. They claim we will change the world for the better by creating more sustainable and electric future. They are essentially, they are offering leading, so they claim, green technology charging solutions. Now, this is based in Norway. So a quick analysis of the Norwegian market. They claim in their prospectus that, well, actually, most of their work is in Scandinavia. They have very, very little in Europe. They're heavily into Scandinavia. They are saying that in 2022, the new car registrations by drivetrain, they're saying that all electric cars are massively more in that direction. They're also saying new share of EV sales, Norway, Iceland, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Netherlands, all are at the top of the EV new car sales. So the fleet size in Norway compared to Germany, I suppose Germany, UK, France, the fleet size is a bit bigger than Norway. Yeah, new passenger car registrations in the thousands. Germany's leading, but that is not in EVs, that is ICE cars, internal combustion engines. Zaptec are obviously joining the market, and they have joined they've made a UK single supplier agreement for the next 2 years with British householding company Carla. I'm British and I'm aware of Carla. They've obviously got some deals with companies like CEF and Medlock, which both come UK-based companies. Carla Homes, Yes Electrical I've seen, but I don't know where any of these are actually originally based. There's some interesting things going on with Zaptec. Doesn't say their market cap. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not too worried about looking back because obviously I am not going to invest without a much deeper dive. The good old chart over the last month, they've dropped by 4.3%. Possible one for the future. If that's something that interests you, EV charging stations, please have a deeper dive. The next company I'm looking at is a company called Adamstone or Adams One Corp. They claim to be a high-tech diamond company, but what they produce is lab-grown diamonds, highly reflective as diamond, lab-grown. Very interesting company if you want cheap and ethical diamonds. Good old cheap ethical diamonds. They claim their retail market is 100 billion. The compound annual growth rate they claim is 25%, but they've just come in, and a lot of companies will tell you lots of things. They've got 30 years experience, so it suggests that have a future. Since they started, let's look. Let's go November. You calculate your investment. Interest enough, you would have lost about 30%. Now it's bang on 32%. Again, with all new investments, prices go up and down and can be very volatile at the beginning. You have time to enter, but if this is a company you're interested in, go and have a deeper dive. Their website covers a lot and is quite interesting, but in reality, are they making money? And this is good for the future or not? Adamas One, since the implementation, they've dropped, or they've gained by 17%. No, that's a lie. It came in at £5 and they're down at 350. Average volume 239,000. Volume on the same day. So the volume today has been fairly even considering they're bringing. But again, if you're interested in either ethical or fake diamonds, go have a deeper dive in Adamas One Corporation. I like the ticker JEWL, ticker Jewel. Interesting. Next one, if you're interested, clinical stage company focusing on developing multi-modality TREG therapies for neurodegenerative, autoimmune and metabolic diseases. Clinical stage companies have got a long way to go. A lot of investment early on can produce, or a lot of excited investment, possibly for the future of these clinical stages going through to implementation within the medical sector. Again, this is these clinical stage companies. Bit of a hopium again, just to see what happens and goes on in the future. Obviously, the stock quote. Oh, I've gone past. Yep. So it's Coya Therapeutics. I didn't say that at the beginning. Medical company, and in early phases. Within the last month, they have gone from a starting value of £4.50 up to £5. So they've grown a little bit. Average volume, not very much, but for a 47 million company, they seem to have grown. And obviously that's one that people may well be interested in looking at as they go through various clinical phases and may well get to market on their testing. But in reality, these things could be many, many, many years into fruition. Next company we're going to look at is Lipella, and this is Lipella Pharmaceuticals. Coming on the NASDAQ. Lipella Pharmaceuticals, biotechnical company with a focus on supportive care, cancer survivors who require hematopoietic cystis, also called radiation cystis, possibly radiotherapy then by the reading of it quickly. Their hematage cystis, they're in phase 2, they finished phase 2 and they're looking for phase 3, and the oral lichen planus, which too deeply in. Again, that's only in preclinical trials. This could be years away. It could be a dream, or it could be absolutely amazing. Have a much deeper dive if you are interested. They are, in the last month, they've gone down, not a massive amount, from the coming in at 575, they've dropped to 360. But again, this is an early company. Volume 24 million, average volume of 95,000. Company market cap of 22 million. 24 million volume on a 22 million company. Interesting. But again, is this people hoping and dreaming? If clinical stage trials and pharmaceuticals are interesting to you, please go and have a deeper look. Do some proper due diligence. Don't take my word of just suggesting to have a look into a company. So that's LiPo. That's the ticker LIPO for Lipella Pharmaceuticals. Next on the list is Erayak Power Solutions. They came in at $4 on the NASDAQ. Essentially, Erayak Power Solutions, formed in 2019 under the laws of the Cayman Islands. Always a slightly sketchy one. So they produce products in China. They sell all over the world. They are essentially power. They build power inverters and power packs for a variety of requirements. Interesting. If it's something you know and understand about power packs and the future of them, this might be something you're interested in. What I did like is the fact that you can obviously have a solar panel. There's some amazing ones. I found this one quite interesting. But you can get a 1500 230 volts, and they suggest that the capacity of the largest one is 1023 watt hours. So a 1500 watt continuous output. I couldn't see how long for, but essentially for 12.5 kilos to get 1023 watt hours is not bad. But again, it's just a sole product. Maybe their technology is worth something, maybe it's not. That's something that interests you. Erayak Power Solutions Group Incorporated, ticker RAYA. Over the last month, they came in at what did they come in? They came in at $4. They dropped to $2.40. Market cap at 28 million, with an average volume of 386,000, which is reasonable, interesting. Don't know how much hype's going to follow this, but they may well be an amazing company for the future, or they may be just a company that sells single products and doesn't go too far. Again, if this is something you understand or you find interesting, go have a look. Evergy, another company, invested in next generation infrastructure, providing reliable, sustainable, affordable energy that puts you first. They strive to keep energy costs below inflation by finding ways to work smarter, tap into more affordable energy sources, and develop energy saving tools for our customers, commodities, and local businesses. Looking at carbon neutral and their plan for stability, keep working to keep energy prices at below inflation. A bit of a high ask, but worth trying for them. And obviously that's one of their USPs, is their sustainability. They keep energy affordable and become more reliable. Growing demand for energy and changes in the electric grid supports renewable requirements, upgrades and expansions. Energy companies, interesting companies. They often make money, but how much have they got to put towards infrastructure, and what is the possibilities of them being very profitable in the future? As usual, many companies come to market, really want to get money. Size of that's a big solar field. They need to make money. They need to grow and expand, and you may find that they are using the market entry to gain a load of money. You might find this drops very, very heavily. They are interesting companies. Evergy and Inc. EVRG coming to the Nasdaq. I think it came in around about 62, was it? 62.55. I think 62 by my looking, but anyway. So over the last month, they have gone up a little bit. Market cap of 14 billion, average volume of 2 million. Who to say? Could be an interesting company in the future. You never know quite what they do or make, or how many partners they have. Sometimes you might want to look at who makes the wind towers rather than the company that sells the power from the wind towers. But again, if you're interested in energy markets, go and have a look at them, do a deeper dive, see if it's something you can do forward. They're looking for forward dividend yield. So they're looking to provide a dividend, which is possibly reason that with such sketchy markets at the moment, people want to put their money where they believe it's to be safe, into a dividend, but that has lots to be seen. And again, sometimes the dividend is a balance against the stock price, not always as promising as you would hope. Again, Evergy, EVRG is the ticker on the Nasdaq. Go and have a look at something you want to look at more in future. Next one is Sula Vinyards, private limited producer and exports wine, red, rosé and sparkling wines in India and internationally. Company offers reserve and dessert wines. How disgusting. In addition, it imports, distributes wines from producers worldwide. So they are somewhere between a producer, a middleman, and it looks like, I was reading somewhere, but I can't find it now, they claim to export and provide 50% of India's wine market. Started in 2003, opening as the first wine tasting in the winery in 2005. So they've slowly grown. They're giving you that their history and their growth. 2017. Oh, launched in 2008. It's not in order. 2008. Yeah, it doesn't seem to jump very sensibly. That one should be over there, I feel, but that doesn't matter. So what they offer is they offer anything from wine distribution, wine services, as well as they have events about us. Events and weddings, corporate announcements. So I think they're a mixed bag of all sorts, ranging from weddings and events, corporate events at their vineyards, through to selling the wine. So it sounds like they've tried to promote wine in all avenues and forms, perhaps trying to bring in a European market. But again, another one, the annual report pages, they go back all the way back to 17, which would be quite interesting to have a look if you want to have a good in deep look. But again, this is each of the individual vineyards and their annual report for each vineyard. It feels like they're being quite upfront and want to get out there. So they're coming in. I think they came in about 350. They've dropped a little bit over time. They have a market cap of 27 billion, and an average volume at the moment of 1.2 million at the moment on the volume. If wine is what you're interested in, or the distribution, and you can have a deeper look and see what growth they are, that's Sula Vinyards, ticker SULA. 331.3 at the moment. Interesting to see. Next is DMYI. DMYI is a SPAC, and it is looking to do a SPAC deal with, I need to get back because I've moved on a page. So DMY5. These are looking at a rainfall enhancement technology. So this is a SPAC that has merged with rainfall generation technology. Rainfall generation technology is used around the world to try and make more efficient rain. It's used in the Arab Emirates, I believe, and Saudi Arabia for places like Dubai to give a water flow. So I'm not sure how it all works, but the DMYI SPACs, they brought in a company called IonQ, which is a computer company that looks very deeply into DMY3. IonQ, they are quantum computing. Maybe a future, maybe not. There's a few other firms who look at quantum computing, but as a SPAC company, the MYI team have had some interesting SPACs, and this water generation is quite an interesting thing. But the reality is, will it make money? Is this a hopium, or is this a possibility of the future? But essentially, DMYI are SPAC that is looking at innovator in rainfall generation. Something I know nothing about, but have a look if you're interested. Another SPAC news. Coya, a SPAC company, look like it's going to merge with Erayak, which is essentially Erayak Holdings, a global mobility tech company. They're based in China, and obviously this SPAC is to try and bring it into the American US markets. They, again, global mobility tech. There's quite a lot of companies looking at global mobility tech. It's interesting they've used car as a frontal. Go and have a look deeper. I don't know what companies they work with or what their future is. There's nothing else listed at the moment, and I'm not too interested personally. But again, loads of people are very keen in EV market, technology market. So if you're looking at a technology company and you're interested in the global mobility, it's not a Tesla. So always worth looking, in my opinion, at stuff that is a future of possibility that might be in all cars, might be in zero cars, it might be in all vans, it might be in all scooters, who knows. Again, if you're interested in technology and the mobility tech, specifically cars by the look of this, but hey, go have a look. Light Jump Acquisition, another SPAC, has approved merging with Mooolec Science, a food ingredient company focused on producing animal proteins in plants through molecular farming. Approximately 70 of the votes cast were in favour of the business. 92% of the votes cast were in favour of the business combination. So obviously, some people are quite keen. I'll have a quick peek at Mooolec. Mooolec Science is a category creator in the alternative protein ecosystem using molecular farming, a disruptive technology producing animal proteins with plants. So essentially, to upgrade taste, nutrition, and affordability for alternative protein products while building more sustainable and equitable food system. So what they're looking at is essentially getting cow DNA. This is GMOs essentially. So you get the animal proteins, genetic engineering into seeds, that makes crops. Plant-based animal proteins come out in food. So this is an opportunity to get more out of our food, considering the world is suggested the world is running out of food, and things like this may well help bring forward our ability to not have to eat as much meat and get the same proteins from such. Mooolec, they have a market cap of £500 million, average volume 7,000. and they came in, I think around about 9. No, a lie. Came in at 790 according to this. Open 8.5. I'm lying. There are. Came in at 8.5. It's gone to 935. So maybe people are interested in this. Average volume, not particularly high for a £500 million company, but interesting. Again, this is something that may develop, may be worthwhile, but who knows. If this is something, if you're interesting for you, go and have a deeper dive and see what you can do for the future. Thank you for listening to my first video. This is hopefully the future of many other videos to come forward, where I'm going to, on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, introduce some companies that may be worth looking into deeper. But companies, again, you have time to do some due diligence and get in there. A couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months makes a very difference in the long run. If you believe that this company is going to be big and great, enjoy. Thank you for your time. We are the good, bad, and the ugly. I am specifically ugly. And thank you again for listening to my new YouTube channel. Have a good evening. Thank you again. Bye-bye.